Vidia Prime is the terminal point of the Green Hill. It is a world where evolution abandons subtle tricks like poison or camouflage and chose size, speed, and armor plating instead. The flora is razor-wire tight. The fauna is titanic. 5 years ago, the Ninth Deep Recon Squad, the Federation's elite pathfinders, crash-landed here during a failed orbital insertion. They were declared dead within 48 hours. Standard survival models predicted 0% viability past the first week without resupply. 5 years later, a long-range scan detected a faint anomalous energy signature near their crash site. The brass decided on one final look. They sent us Alpha Team. We are the hammers they drop when they want a planet broken. We descended wearing Mark X Juggernaut power armor, carrying enough plasma ordnance to level a small city, supported by tactical AIs designed to predict alien behavior. We expected bones. Maybe a few starving, half-mad survivors hiding in a hole. We didn't find survivors. We found the new management. I am Captain Draven, and I have never felt more obsolete than I did on Vidia Prime. The drop was hell. The atmospheric humidity was so thick it felt like falling through warm glue. Our sensors screamed with interference before we even hit the canopy. We crashed through 3 layers of tree cover and landed in a swamp that immediately tried to digest our boot seals. Outside our climate-controlled suits, the air temperature was 60 degrees Celsius. The jungle noise was a deafening wall of shrieks and grinding chitin. Alpha Team, sound off. Keep chatter clear. Sensors are unreliable. Trust your eyes, I ordered. My voice sounded hollow inside my helmet. My HUD was a storm of static and ghost signals. The jungle was jamming us simply by existing. We advanced toward the crash site in a column of high-tech ceramite and fusion power. What we found barely resembled a dropship. It was overgrown with iron-hard vines, its hull corroded by acidic moss. But it hadn't been looted by animals. It had been stripped cleanly. Every useful piece of metal, every wire, every ceramic plate gone. And then we saw the totem. In the center of the clearing stood a 15-foot spike of hardened ironwood driven deep into the ground. Impaled upon it was the skull of something enormous. A creature with 4 eye sockets and jaws wide enough to crush a small vehicle. The bone was polished clean. Captain, that's a Goliath Stalker skull, Lieutenant Vance whispered. Those things are invincible against anything short of a tank round. Keep moving, I said. This wasn't a distress signal. It was a territory marker. 2 clicks east. The jungle went silent. The noise just stopped. Ambush. My tactical AI flashed red a microsecond before the attack. A living Goliath Stalker erupted from dense bamboo. 30 feet of armored nightmare. 6 massive legs ending in obsidian claws. Carapace thick enough to deflect small arms fire. Multiple glowing eyes filled with predatory hunger. It moved impossibly fast. It hit Vance first. The impact shattered his shield instantly. The beast lifted him in its jaws and shook him like a ragdoll. Over the comms, I heard the sickening crunch of servos and ceramic plating failing. Contact! Open fire! Burn it down! I roared. Alpha Team unleashed hell. Plasma bolts hammered the creature at point-blank range. Chunks of chitin exploded off its armor, but we weren't penetrating deep enough to kill it. The Goliath roared, threw Vance's broken body into the trees, and turned on us. Henderson went flying 20 feet into razor-thorn bushes. We were losing. Our advanced weapons were just irritating it. I was lining up a shot at its eye cluster when I saw movement in the canopy. A spear flew. It wasn't high-tech. Just a heavy ironwood shaft tipped with a sharpened shard of salvaged dropship hull plating. It struck the Goliath in the soft joint behind its front leg, burying 3 feet deep. The monster roared in confusion. Then they dropped. 5 human figures fell from the canopy, landing on the beast's back with surgical precision. They wore no power armor. Only hardened muscle covered in dried mud and alien blood to mask scent and heat. Their armor was cured hides and bone plates. The leader, once Sergeant Kale, now a scarred blur of primal fury, landed behind the beast's skull. He carried a massive curved blade fashioned from a jawbone lined with obsidian teeth. Hold your fire. You'll hit them, I shouted. We watched in disbelief. This wasn't a battle. It was a dissection. They moved with pack coordination honed by 5 years of continuous hunting. 2 wrapped heavy vine ropes around massive trees, snapping the beast's head back when it tried to charge. Another rolled beneath its underbelly and drove a bone spear upward into its gut. The Goliath thrashed wildly. Kale rode its neck like a bronco, raised his massive jaw sword, and drove it into the gap between skull and spinal armor. He didn't just stab. He levered. With his full weight, he severed the spinal column. The Goliath went rigid. Then it collapsed into the mud. Dead. Silence returned to the jungle. The 5 ferals stood atop their kill, breathing heavily, eyes scanning for the next threat. No celebration. No triumph. Just survival. We lowered our billion-credit weapons. Kale slid down from the carcass and walked toward me. He stopped 10 feet away. His eyes were wild, intense, stripped of civilization. He looked at my armor like it was a child's toy. He pointed at the dead monster, then at himself, then at the jungle. Mine, he said. Then he looked at my injured squadmate. Yours broken. We came to rescue you, Sergeant, I said, feeling ridiculous. Kale stared at me. Then he laughed. A sharp, barking sound that belonged to the jungle. He tapped his chest. Rescue? We are Apex now. Jungle is home. He turned his back and began butchering the kill with his pack. They ignored us. They had work to do. The jungle didn't feed idlers. Captain, what's the call? Henderson asked quietly. I looked at them, masters of a world that had tried to kill them every day for 5 years. The mission had failed before we left orbit. You don't rescue the king from his own kingdom. Pack up, I ordered. We're leaving. They don't need us. God help anything else that lands on this rock. Humanity had proven the ultimate truth of the green hell. You can strip us of technology, take away our guns, armor, and civilization, drop us naked into the most hostile environment in the galaxy. All you are doing is stripping away the layers that hold us back. Beneath the steel and circuits, we are still the most adaptable savage predators to ever walk upright. The jungle tried to eat them. They ate the jungle instead. We are not prey. We are the apex feral. And the green hell has a new master. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.